are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. Here today, I'm going to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see. But joining me, as always, my co-star, Mrs. Best, aka my girl Avina. Look, she giving
Hello.
us the little Miss America wave. We ain't on that show today. Miss USA gonna get hers when we get to that channel because I have some things for her, but we ain't talking about her right now. Belle Collective season 3, episode 2 recap. It's Belle Collective is moving a little slow. I'm not gonna lie. I need them to get to the point, but it's still entertaining to say the least. How'd you feel about the episode overall?
I mean, for what happened and how they ended it last week. See, I'm new to this show, which is why I
Mhm.
didn't want to like alternate channels. I just feel like the editing is weird. Like y'all ended last week with this man flipping out on his wife, and then this week you just kind of moved
Continued
on
it and just
along.
and act as if we didn't see what we saw, but So since you got us there, we'll go ahead and go there. So the
Oh,
episode picks up where the last one left off with Latrice and her husband in this whole argument. There's a lot that's going on in their dynamic. We have this, from last season argument about whether or not they want kids. I'm sure that's still a factor. We have the, manager, bestie, Josh living with them up until this episode. He's no longer. And then we have, just her really going through some trauma bonds with this man, comparing him to her daddy, which everyone kind of assumed that's what she was doing when you see the age difference between the two. So, how did you feel about Cliff in this episode or in this scene with Latrice and how she responded?
that man is abusive, allegedly. I
It's
just
a
don't like him. He just reminds me of that creepy old man you see at the Baptist church on Sunday, who I'm trying to tell you, who always look or smell like he been drinking too much, claim to love the Lord, but hitting on all the girls about to hit 18 in Sunday school. That's what Cliff gives me.
not a girl. I can't with you tonight.
He
Oh my God.
does. He
I'm
does.
I'm gonna say this about Cliff. Like, this wasn't a good look for him at all. Like, if we were ever gonna get to a point where we were gonna like Cliff, this wasn't it because I just felt looking at him and how he was gesturing towards her, and especially when Josh had walked in, it was just like, okay, well, why are you still here then? She's here. She obviously chose not to leave. So why don't you either enjoy yourself, let her do what she do, or go home? Like, I felt like you should have
Because
just
he's
went home.
controlling and he can't look like, I feel like for him to look like he's just going home, to him, he probably interprets that as like losing. He's just weird. He's a
He
creeper.
is. He's strange. He's just, he. It's giving insecure. It's giving you got, excuse me. It's giving you got you a girl out of your league, and you trying to keep her on a leash. That's what it's giving to me.
Not the
Yeah.
extending leash, the
No,
leash that
the
don't
one that
hold
yeah,
you.
the one that hold you literally put it
Put
on
it
your
around their
wrist,
neck
and
and
then you pull.
pull.
Yeah. You going? Yeah, you jumping too far. Bring your ass back here. Yeah, it's literally that. I told you I was gonna watch my mouth. I already knew I wasn't
I
going to.
cannot stand Cliff though. Something about him. I'm new to the show. I did watch all of season one and the reunion. I didn't watch season two, just some of the reunion. What I get from Cliff is he ain't gonna change. Look, old
Hmm.
dogs don't learn new tricks.
No, and that's the thing. I think that was Josh's concern because throughout the episode, he was expressing this to anybody who would listen, and even he's going to do that even next episode. So I'm just kind of like,
Cliff
is
is
there
rude
some?
to Josh too.
He is rude to Josh. Well,
I mean, he is like,
I'm gonna try to be fair with that situation because I can't imagine coming into your house and even seeing, like, even if that was your dynamic, I still wouldn't say nothing because that's your business. If you're choosing to stay in that type of situation, as your friend, I would probably give you like, are you sure this is like the right decision? Like, I would never insert myself into a dynamic that I have no business being in. That's just kind of how I look at it. So
oh
I
yeah,
kind of understand Cliff's disposition towards Josh. I kind of understand it, but at the same time, Yeah, it doesn't call for you to be that rude.
It's easy to understand because, like you said, people shouldn't be in the business. Like I've had times in my relationship where we was just acting like a hot ghetto Oakland mess, and you were just like, "Well, I don't think you should deal with this or that," but no one ever like pushes you to leave your spouse.
No, because I don't.
Josh is a little too involved, but he did say, at least this episode, with a little heart to heart, that he's not gonna be. Don't bring up the marriage, basically, to him, which
Yeah,
I
and I
think
think
is
that that's fair
fair.
because you brought up a valid point. The only reason why I never said, leave or anything, because I didn't know your husband's side of the story.
Yeah,
Because it
yeah.
could have been you. So that's why I'm saying I don't. If until I know both sides, there could be something Latrice is doing that really is troublesome to Cliff. I don't know Cliff's backstory, and I don't think Cliff is going to give it because he's one of
The
those.
whole relationship is troublesome. That man could be her grandpa. The whole relationship is
I
trouble.
get that, but at the same time, she's willingly in it and
Yeah.
like simultaneously defending him while talking about him. So there's something that she's doing wrong too that she's not admitting to on camera, and that's fine. She doesn't have to. So
Yeah.
moving on from them because I don't want to spend too much time on that because the shit ain't gonna change. So Gucci, her and Jada in the backyard. His
Yeah.
daughter is married and pregnant, and he had no idea about either one. And I thought that that was really telling.
It's not
Uh,
surprising. Anyone who
yeah,
watched Bring It on Lifetime, where Selena and JJ were on the show with their daughters, or there was another show they were on too. I can't
yeah, I
remember
can't
the
remember. Yeah, I
network.
remember seeing them on something else too. I
Anyone who's
didn't watch
watched
Bring
them
It.
in the past
Hmm.
knows that's he has a relationship with his kids, but then at the same time, he's one of those dads that will show up to certain things, it seems, but isn't fully there with the rest of the parenting, if that makes sense.
No, he's only a father when it counts. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And you
Yeah.
can tell by the fact that Star is pregnant. What now? Why? I just sometimes some people need to wait. I just feel like JJ and all of them. I thought that this show would be about Sophia. I'm not saying that stupid stuff. So Gucci, freaking stupid. I thought the show would be about Sophia, her being a realtor in the South, especially. Like I didn't
Well,
expect it to
see,
be
that's
so.
how the premise of the show started. The premise of the show started talking about each woman individually, collectively in business. It wasn't starting with family dynamics. I mean, yeah, you had some that interfered with business, like Marie's situation and Latrice and that whole feud. And then you had, when Dr. Antoinette was on, her talking about her family, but by also promoting her dentistry. So
Mhm.
it was kind of like one of those situations as that's how the show started. Now, how we got here is kind of the same thing with Love and Marriage Huntsville. We started with these people talking about real estate and credit repair and everything. Now we in a whole nother debacle where they're talking about their issues and stuff. And now they're trying to revert back to business. And I feel like, yeah, no one's going to care about that. We only care about the drama. So with Sophia's issue, because we brought it up, that there is like kind of like a whisper that she's putting out there that the mom thinks that Selena's thinks that she's talking about her behind her back and kind of tainting the kids, her children, against her. Do you really feel like that's what Selena is doing, knowing her from a previous show?
I think Selena is like the rest of the women in the collective where she's very vocal.
Hmm.
So she gon' everybody gonna talk about, especially if you have kids with the new woman that they're with. I don't think though that Selena's talking about her in a bad way or intentionally. I don't get that. Uh I feel like the things and the issues that JJ has with his children, I feel like So Gucci may be taking those as, oh, Selena's talking about it, but those kids are
Mm.
really, really, really close to her, like really close. So I can see them going and talking to their mom about things with their dad. But I don't know. I just think So Gucci, he got kids more than you, apparently. His kids are a part of his life. It seems like JJ does want to be a part of his kid's life. So, in my opinion, So Gucci needs to shut the hell up. If
Mm.
she's a mom, she should get it. She's a mom that's not with her child's father.
I think, yeah, I think the situation is a little different, being that these were children that were in spotlights versus
Yeah.
her child not really being in a spotlight. I
I
think
think
that
she's jealous on the low and trying to find anything.
it's something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite jealousy, but I think it's something because to me, I felt like why is Selena not on the, a main cast member? Unless
She
she
don't
didn't
want to
want to
be.
be. She didn't
I
want to
don't
be.
think she wants to be. But you know what I also think could be a reason So Gucci thinks she's talking about her and stuff? Selena is good friends with half of this cast.
I noticed that. We'll get to that at the end. Yeah,
She's
I'm definitely gonna mention that.
half of the cast she knows. So I feel like the people on the cast who are talking about, I feel like it's the people on the cast making it messier than it is,
Mm-hmm.
interpreting stuff.
Including her husband,
Yeah. Yeah.
because because I wrote it down in my notes because I thought this was very interesting that he said this on camera that he
Sorry.
thinks his ex-wife is still in love with him.
Selena ain't wanted that man for a long time. For a very long time.
I'm like, when I actually looked at her, I actually paused it and actually looked at her, and I just
She fine.
I said, sir, this woman is way out your league.
That's
And
the
so
other
is
thing
so
that's
and
random.
so is Sophia. Sophia way out of his league too. Yeah, she's way out of his league as well. So I'm just like, where do you think in your mind, as extra as you are?
But you know, in the South, they still, no disrespect. I know colorism has come up a little bit on the show, which makes sense. I have a lot of family like deep, deep in the South, and light skinned men and women are a hot commodity down there. So,
He looks like that comedian.
because
JJ
he's
looks like
not,
he looks
there,
like that comedian. That's what I thought that was at first. Red. I can't think of his last name. He did that tour with Cat Williams. I think that he's light skinned. He was on Leprechaun in the Hood. I cannot think of his name. It's
he
Red
was on the
something.
kind in the hood.
No, he was on that. He was in that movie. That's one movie I really
Nobody
remember
watch
him.
BET.
Yeah, y'all know if I get any viewers on this video, I know y'all be viewing me. Type in who that man is because I don't want to Google this right now. But anyways, so moving on from there, because realistically, that was all. He talked to his daughter for a little bit, and she said it was all me. I did it last minute. I think there's still that Southern traditional stigma that if you are having child out of wedlock, you sinning or whatever. I think that's really why she did it. I think that's
Honestly,
true.
just one last thing, because I just looked at my notes with the JJ. It's interesting you brought all of it up. I guess Selena being cool with Latrice specifically is, I didn't know that. And I know So Gucci has the issue with Latrice because of the real estate,
Mhm.
and that's fairly recent. And then she's saying she thought she was in a good place with Selena, but recently this has been said or that has
Well, I
been.
wrote that in my notes too. I didn't get. I was going to
Yeah,
bring that up at the baby shower. I was going to bring
yeah.
that up.
I
So
just
yeah,
like
let's
looking like, I know
let's
I don't know the history of these people, but it's weird. And the other question I have for you is, what's up with So Gucci's daughter? Why was she in this episode so much? I don't mind her, but I don't care to see someone so young intermingling and having opinions on women their mom's
Well,
age.
see, so Gucci gives me she don't want to be old like Sheree. So she gonna hang out with her kids because they probably mistake them as sisters or something. She gives me that stigma
Mhm.
that how black women they don't want to actually be their age, they want to be younger and still think they got it. That's what she gives me. She does. She gives me that whole you know self unawareness that I just don't like. And honestly, I liked So Gucci last season. So this first couple episodes, she is disappointing me. I hope she redeems herself because she is disappointing me like crazy right now. But moving on, because I don't want because I'm gonna come back to them. Tambra.
I don't like her like at all. And it's not that she's
I
done anything that I've seen on this show. It's just everything that she says and does. You can tell it's just said for a camera. And now I do understand why they say she lies so much, because I caught like 10 lies between the confessional to a scene to the confessional to a. I don't like her. Why is she?
it's just she's so extra and animated. It's like, are we sure she's not the Braxton's long lost sister that they just
They
cut
seem
off?
genuine with their animation though. She seems like none of this is who she just seems very fake.
I
I,
don't know her. When Tambra first came on Belle Collective, when the show first came out, she made it seem like she was just this well-known person. And I do watch This Nation. I do watch certain states. I don't watch Mississippi, but everyone who I've talked to, and you actually can go with some of the YouTubers who are from Mississippi, and they say that she is not as big of a deal as she's making herself out to be.
Oh.
So yeah, they don't know where she's getting this big old head from. But
That's why I
yeah.
say most of what she says and does seems to be a front for the camera. I feel
Hmm.
like the cast knows it, but then they still act upset about it. And it's, I don't know. I feel like they need to remove her from the show, but
I don't know why she came.
yeah,
I think because Dr. Antoinette didn't come back, they just kept her. I
there's
honestly think that
somebody in there.
yeah, I honestly think that they didn't want to recast too many more people, so they just kept her because Dr. Antoinette leaving was a surprise to everybody. Like it really was. So I just felt like, yeah, they just kept Tamber along. So because she wasn't really in the first season at all. Really, Tamber was only like in 4 episodes.
Mm,
So, but she's hosting this tailgate. She had a conversation with Soguchi prior to say that she wants everyone to stop by. And so when it comes to the day of the tailgate, she only sees So Gucci, and she was like, "Well, I reached out to everybody," and then come to find out later in the episode, I'm just gonna go ahead and spell it out. She thought So Gucci would have mentioned it to everybody,
she did
and
not think
see
that. She stated to So Gucci when she invited So Gucci that she had already invited everyone else.
exactly. So
That woman
this is
is
where
a
the lies
liar.
come in. Yeah, this is where she's lying at because that's why when you had text me, what is Tamber lying about? And I said, knowing Tamber, you just never know. And so
You
yeah,
did. I was
yeah,
like,
it's like
what
knowing
the hell?
Tamara, you just never know what she gonna lie about, which is why I'm on the incline to believe, and this is alleged. I don't know if Tamara said this or not, that the darker skinned girls were not attractive. Like I'm starting to believe that now because it's not far fetched for unfortunately in our area of community where black people do say darker skinned people or light skinned people are more attractive, which is
Mhm.
not true at all. We all know that's not true. But the problem with Tamara is she gives me that. She grew up in the time where
Yeah.
that was a thing. Like if we really wanted to call a spade, she did grow up in a time where light skinned people were pitted against the darker skinned people. There's movies about it. You guys can research this. Like it's very much a thing. So I honestly feel like her being with Soguchi is to make sure she has people to film with. I think it's a manipulation. I think it's a game. And the same thing with Soguchi. I think that she's trying to make sure she aligns herself with people so she has people to constantly film with. Now that
The
she's on the
thing with
outside
So
of the
Gucci
trees.
though is her. I wish she wouldn't do it with Tambra.
I
I
do too. Yeah.
I feel like most of the women, whether I like them or not, have and can carry their own like little storylines without the women. Their lives are interesting, but Tambra's life's just it's not interesting. It's a hot mess. There's just a lot that happened. I did like that she put on the event for the HBCUs homecoming and tailgate.
Yeah.
That was nice. And I do wish that the ladies, like, when it comes to supporting events that have to do with Black history, Black education, Black excellence as a whole, not just getting on TV and arguing and acting like our stereotypes for a check. I mean, always support that. You have a platform, so support it. And I was just in my head like, okay, so Gucci showed up. The rest of the women could have showed up. It was a big enough event to where they could have gone off, done their thing, walked around, ignored her, and still supported the students in the community. That irked my soul to where I had to write it down and say something. Like, don't do
Hmm.
that.
I agree with that. Well, how did you feel about her introducing what was his name?
Quasi.
Quasi. Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something with a Q. So crazy something with a Q. Who is he to her? Like they didn't say.
Okay, so here's the thing. I got hella notes on that because I was like, nah, sis, you not fooling nobody. You got your man. You want to be married. You want a ring and all of this, but then at the same time, you feel like you need enough space, your own space, to where you got to move to another apartment. But you with this other man, who's your manager, all the time in situations where managers don't need to be with you. Like, so I'm like, why is he here? Like, your manager's job is to book your gigs, manage the finances, where it's going, who, what's doing what, help keep you organized by hiring you an assistant, things like that. But 95% of their job can be done on the phone. We got WhatsApp, we got text apps, we got phone regular apps, FaceTime, Google Duo, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. There's so many ways to communicate without having to waste the gas and time. if since you're so busy, Miss Tambra, he should be too. So why is he why is he there all the time? And then the other thing, who pointed that out? I believe it was So Gucci and her daughter who pointed it out.
It was her daughter mostly. It was her daughter.
Why is your man not here? Where is he?
Where is Damon? Because
I
season
forgot that she
two,
had a man until
I
the
didn't
daughter said
I
so.
didn't forget she had a man.
I
It
did.
just fades into the stigma that Tamra be putting on for these cameras all the time because it was Damon. Oh my god, me and Damon. We got, it's just she's just so extra. And every time I hear her, I'm just like, oh my god. Huh?
Bond,
She like
okay.
that's right. Me and Damon. It was like, oh my god, Tamra. Okay, we
Oh my
get it. It's
god.
to see this other man here that you not putting any inference on what he does with you. Yeah, we're looking at you, Tamra. We're looking at you. We're like, what is going on?
Yeah,
Why is this man here?
yeah.
Because it's not the first time he's shown up to something. So it's like,
I
Tamra.
don't know. Personally, I think the manager is hitting that shit. That's just what I think. That's just what I
Yeah, because
think.
some tell me that the fact that he's always gone is,
Well, and the body language, you can always
yeah.
tell when people have been intimate with their body language, how they act around each other. Like it's different from when you want somebody. It's like, oh, but they're too comfortable around each other. They've seen each other naked, I'm convinced, and they probably liked how each other looked naked, allegedly.
You know, I agree with that. I feel like she's keeping this man in her back pocket just in
Mhm.
case the situation with her and Damon don't work out.
It's
So
not gonna
she,
work
because
out.
she does give me female bird. She really does. You know how a female bird won't build another nest, won't leave her nest until she got another one built. She does give me that. Absolutely.
Well,
So,
aviation expert. Look at the things you know on birds.
but no, I'm just saying that's what she gives me. So I'm gonna keep my eye on Tamra, even though I don't like Tamra. I'm gonna keep my eye on her because you ain't fooling me. So the next thing is Cliff, Glenn, and Jay. They were amongst
Who?
conversation.
Who? I'm sorry, I
Cliff,
didn't hear you.
oh, it's Cliff,
Uh,
Glenn, who is Letitia's husband,
the
and
men.
JJ, the men.
The men.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to, just say the men because we
Yeah.
have to say specifically who these men belong to. So I got tired of reading them subtitles and that country ass lingo to really understand what the hell they were talking about. All I gathered
I,
was
I was cracking up because I did not need subtitles.
I did. I'm sorry. Especially when JJ was talking. Yeah, I definitely needed subtitles.
He
And
sounded like my Uncle Luke when he was talking. So I'm just listening to the TV like, and then I realized I was like, oh, they got subtitles. They ain't shit.
yeah, I got tired of rewinding that shit. I was like, okay, so basically it was talking about the whole issue between Latrice and Soguchi, which Soguchi is just exhausting carrying this shit. But what I'm gonna say about that whole thing was I understood, as I said in the first video, I understood Latrice. This is business. I got to get this going. She has a multi-million-dollar business. She got wigs and vending machines like soda. So yes, she has to get her brand going and she has to get her staple. So something tells me, and this is alleged. I don't know Soguchi's real estate history. Something tells me that Soguchi doesn't have a commercial real estate license, and
No, because
that she doesn't sell commercial real estate. That's
oh
the
my
only.
gosh, I'm so sorry. My cat is meowing.
No, it's okay.
I can't. He's a cat.
Yeah.
I don't think Soguchi has a real estate license either. I also thought from the jump, from like the very first episode, if you are as busy as you claim to be and at the level that you claim to be within the real estate market, then you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care
It
because
wouldn't have affected you.
yeah,
That's
because you
yeah.
have so
That's what
many
I'm.
other clients, you probably wouldn't have noticed and just been like, "Oh, girl, no, I get it. You have to do what you have to do." But you know,
Or it could be that. It could be that. That's why I said I don't think she has the proper license to do commercial as she does residential. So, because in
because
some
it's different.
states they
Yeah,
do separate them.
yeah.
Unfortunately, because I think it's only community property states that they are together. But in certain other states, you do have to get the separate license. It's unfortunate, which is why I said at the
Separate
beginning.
from that, also, she could need to renew it. There's just a lot that she might need to do with her real estate license. I'm not doubting that she's selling houses. I mean, you can't sell houses without those things. But like, what is his name? Cliff said, Well, no contracts, man. He said, look, business is business and friendship is friendship, but the two are different. You cannot
Absolutely.
have an issue in your friendship because she did something to move her business along. So you expect your friend to struggle or make less money until you can get her what she needs. She's just supposed to sit and stuff her, and her loved ones ain't
Hmm.
supposed to eat as big of plates until you're ready. No, but I'm sure we'll discuss that later, the real estate thing, because I have opinions
I
on
don't.
that.
I'm giving it to the next episode. If So Gucci continues this beyond the next episode, I'm not talking about it anymore because
I think it's Marie egging it on.
I
In
do
my
too, and I
opinion,
wrote that down too.
Marie needs to take her ass home with that lupus, sit down and rest like she's supposed to, because she shouldn't even be doing a show like this with it when
So
she's in those
yeah,
situations.
we gonna get to Sell Gucci's event, but yeah, let's talk about Marie because Marie made me mad this episode. And I'm telling you, Marie is going to work my nerves once again. I always give everyone on a reality show a clean slate when I watch it until
Mhm,
you do something that pisses me off.
mhm.
Marie, let's make something clear. You started this shit with Latrice first.
Yep,
And when she decided to continue it, that does not make her a snake.
that
Because
makes you somebody who's not taking your shit.
exactly, no, let's talk about somebody that's pulling more punches than you. That's just what that is. So don't get mad because you getting your ass handed to you every season that this show comes on. It's just annoying. She's a sore loser to me. Like it just I can't stand
Marie, the thing
Marie
that I put in my notes about her is this season, we're a couple episodes in, not many. Honey, you've given nothing. And when I say nothing, the actual definition of nothing. Yet Marie is in everybody's business. She's in every doggone scene. Even my husband noticed it. Like, stop. Like,
No,
why
the
are you in
problem with
so many
Marie,
people's business egging on problems? Then when they
because
try to talk to you to make it right, you don't want to talk to them. You walk away. It's just like, can she and her cheap BBL go away?
let me tell you what's Marie why Marie is not showing her life to the capacity she did the first two seasons because everybody dragged the fuck out of her them first two seasons. We did because the shit that she first of all we dragged her by her office and how she had no computer in her office that first season. Everybody was dragging her about that.
She
We
had
was
no
dragging. She
computer.
had no computer in her office, and she's supposed to be the number one wellness health center in Jackson but had no computer in her office. Everybody was perpetrating. Then she was married to this man, and then it came out that they were actually divorced. So
What's
that was
the
a whole
wellness center?
yeah. She has a mental health wellness center. She has three.
Is she,
Yeah, that's the face we all making. And then to make matters worse, she then puts her son on this show and airs out that he has three children with three different women, all born in the same year.
so she's in mental health, and she doesn't think that when a man does that,
She's in mental health for to me it was like a trauma because her mom last season came on the show and was talking about how her addiction and it was really embarrassing. Like I think Marie that was the next thing I was going to bring up is I think she embarrassed herself by bringing her mom on the show and her mom exposing all of this. I think that's what also embarrassed her. But no, Marie is moving along and inserting herself on this I hate Latrice bandwagon that she wants everybody to jump in.
she has nothing
And
else to talk about.
yeah, and so Gucci is so stupid that she's going to jump right on that damn bandwagon. And not everybody feels that way about Latrice. Not everybody feels that way because Latrice, we're always going to go back to how this started. And how it started was you were trying to come for her first about her business.
Mhm.
And we all looked at you like you were a nutcase because that's exactly what you acted like.
Yeah, what I get from Marie, she seems like a hater. She seems like she's jealous easily. She seems like when she's jealous, she takes action to try and take people down. And uh, in my opinion, she's not likable. They need to get rid of her and her bad wig. And that doggone, what is that? The theme song or whatever? What the hell was that on her head? That strange small bucket of a blonde.
Oh,
Girl,
you talking about her on the opening? Yeah,
yeah. I'm just everything
she got
about.
dragged for that shit too,
Yeah,
and
she looks
that's why she
terrible.
back with her
Her finger waves
finger waves and the S
with a
curls.
perm.
Yeah,
But no, I just feel like Latrice is negative in a way that doesn't. I get y'all supposed to have beef with each other in the show, but she's just in everyone's drama that has nothing to do with her. They showing clips from the next episodes and later seasons. She in the business of Letitia and her husband. She's in everybody's business. I hate bitches like that. I really, really do. I can't stand it. You in everybody's business, but you don't want to talk about nothing. Then nobody can solve problems with you because you walk away. So
Yeah.
Marie
So,
is, I think, egging on the issue between Latrice and
oh,
so
absolutely, she
Gucci.
is.
She just wants somebody to hate Latrice as much as she does. And the fact that she even is capable of having too much hate, she needs to go to her mental health wellness centers and seek some wellness
Yeah,
for herself.
because where's your therapist in there?
Right.
I need to see, are they qualified to handle, and why aren't you seeing one of them?
She needs to
You need
see
to see
a
somebody because
therapist and a life coach. And you know how I feel about life coaches. She need them all. She need it all.
Child.
She's not
So yeah, let's kind of go forward. Josh and Latrice, blah blah blah, same shit, same story. I'm tired of them too.
of who?
Josh and Latrice. There was a scene with them two
Oh,
talking
we kind
about
of
how
discussed it. He did the right thing. That's about it.
yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Blah blah blah. I wrote in my notes blah 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 because it
Not
was
like he moving out too. So
yeah. So Gucci's boot camp. All the girls show up except for Aikisha. She didn't show up. Um,
we don't care.
yeah, we don't care because I forgot she was even on the show until I saw her in the
Right.
credits. I was like, oh, she's still here. Um, so she explains. So Gucci explains to Tambra that Latrice closed on the building. So once again we get to hear about this. She's now explaining to Tambra. I'm not. Letitia comes in with a damn body yoga suit on and a mat, and I'm like, girl, you was outside. What did you think you was going? Like, I'm sorry, Letitia is giving me. I got new money, and now I'm
Yep.
about to show y'all because y'all clown me
Yep.
all season one, and now I'm gonna show y'all. Like, and it's still not hitting Letitia. I'm sorry, beautiful as you are.
Mm, she alright. The she gotta figure that out. I feel
Yeah,
like the wrong one back. I'm all of this, baby. I'm wonderful and I'm fabulous. I'm fine. Me, Latifah. She gives that, and then I'm like, look, sis, stop. That's all I'm gonna say.
I
Just stop.
mean, they used to say she looked like one of the deacons at the church because she
She
used to go to
do.
church with. She still looks like that. She's like one that just came into
She
some
needs to
money.
stop wearing them wigs. I don't know what is with these. I understand that wigs are in right now, but not everybody looks right in a wig.
I'm
She
not saying
and
I
that
have no business in that.
it
So
dumbs down her beauty. Like one of the reasons I don't wear wigs is because I have a more ethnic look. I also
mhm.
have chocolate skin, so you can't just put straight hair on me and expect for me to look right. It's gonna look weird. It's gonna look manufactured like it came out the factory. And I feel like with Letitia,
It's
her
the same
wig
thing.
choices. Honestly, I put that in my notes. So Gucci and Letitia's wig options are
I
bad.
feel like I
You
see
could
So
see the
Gucci in the
lace,
same
the lift,
exact wig this
glue
entire
it
time.
down, do
Yeah,
something. But
I
like
want
you
So
seeing
Gucci
their
to.
hair
You know
separate.
what? I want So Gucci to get braids, and I want Letitia to get dreads.
Yep, yep,
That's what. Yeah,
yep.
that's our hope for y'all.
Yeah.
Cause yeah,
Because
cause
that the baby hairs, when y'all be putting these wigs on and then your baby hair is just here and
mhm,
here, you look stupid. Just
yeah.
I can't.
So going forward, Latrice was late. She showed up with Josh, which was interesting because I was all like, okay, so he's a hanger on, obviously. He even got a confessional. I didn't even notice that the first episode. Um, Marie shows up entirely late, hating on Latrice, you know. I wanted to talk about her pulling Tamber to the side and or Tamber pulling Marie to the side and asking Marie why you didn't show up to my event. You showed up to everything. And this is where Latrice was like, or not Latrice, Marie was like, you know, I have an issue with you, and it's the fact that you keep lying about stuff, you know. And this is what I wanted to say about Marie. I feel like Marie has a point in what she is saying because Letitia brought that same thing up as well. But what I do not like is that it seems like at the moment you were trying to make your point, you let Latrice bow down to you. So it makes me feel like either you were going to lie about something that Tamber didn't do, or you were going to make this about her picking sides with Latrice. Because Tamber and Latrice don't have an issue.
Marie is going to find a way. to make every single thing that happens on this show that is negative. She's gonna find a way to either make it Latrice's fault or make Latrice a part of it.
And that's what made
She's
me think
going
that when
so
Latrice
hard
came
for this
over.
girl that she doesn't
Yeah,
realize that it's just turning us off to you and making us like for Latrice. And on top of
right.
that, we can't trust you as far as we can throw you. And with that
No,
BBL and the weight that it got, we can't throw you very far.
Marie is acting like this is what Marie is doing. Marie is acting like season one didn't happen.
Yeah.
And that Latrice is just automatically just became this. We remember, Marie, this wasn't that long ago. We remember exactly how these things happened. So you full of shit.
Yeah.
And it's getting on my nerves. So, and then, so once Marie excused herself because she saw Latrice, because I feel like what she was going to say is, you didn't have my back when it came to Latrice at that reunion because Tambra didn't. So it was like, you
She
know,
can't have your back if you're wrong.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think was really going to happen. I might be wrong. I might be reaching, but something tells me because why would you stop the conversation when Latrice walked over?
Mm, yeah. That's
It just
basically
makes,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even Letitia was all like, why did she walk away? Oh, it's because Latrice is okay. Well, and that's when Latrice kind of picked up where Marie, left off at. When, she was just saying, you didn't send us a text, and this is where Tambra lies and said, well, I told So Gucci, and in the confession, she goes, I thought So Gucci would have told all of them. It's like Tambra.
No, you didn't.
It's like, how are we supposed to believe that you didn't say the colorist issue if you're pulling moves out like this? How are we supposed to believe you at this point? We
Mm,
can't. We can't believe anything you say because how you move does not match.
mhm.
And that's the problem we have with you, Tamara. Nothing matches.
She doesn't care. People who are
Like,
educated liars, they don't care. They're just gonna
no,
lie
it
to
even goes
you.
beyond the line. It's like your wig don't match your head. Your foundation don't match your lipstick. Your
Oh,
bag never matches your clothes.
I
And your
cannot.
shoes look like they're too tight on your feet.
Mm,
I am so sick of Tampa.
yeah.
I am sick of
Tambra and
Tampa.
Marie, if they go, I'll keep watching this show.
They
If
ain't
they
going nowhere.
don't, it's like, why am I
Carlos like
watching
see,
it?
Carlos likes this kind of mess. That's why they're not going nowhere. See, I think if anybody's going to leave the show, it's Akeisha.
But she needs to
I,
go. She's pointless. But
yeah, and because
but
that's the only person that because if he had to cut somebody out, he gonna cut Akeisha. So moving on from Soguchi's event, that was really just lackluster. Star's baby shower is next on the list. This was the last event of the, you know, episode. It was thrown by Selena, Jay's ex-wife. I felt like it was. We had mentioned this earlier in the live how I felt it was funny how Latrice and Tambra showed up talking about this is our girl from like many years and stuff. And I kind of thought about what you said about how you think that she is talking about her. I think what it is that so Gucci fears Selena's presence that she could become a main cast member on the show and they'll ice her out versus them bringing her in. I think that so Gucci moves in a way where it's insecure automatically. I think that. Now I could be wrong because I don't know her, but the way she's moving, it just gives me insecure. It just does.
I think that it's actually JJ that's the one that's still in love with Selena, just based on other things I've seen from the past. And I also think that because he made that verbatim comment, so my ex-wife still in love with me. But no, bro. I really feel like she sees something in him. I don't think he'll like do anything. I think the love will always be there as he stated, but I think that So Gucci is jealous for multiple reasons. But Latrice and them, they did know her a while because I do remember back in what was that 2016, Latrice did do a little cameo on Bring It. She did do all their wigs, so
Mm,
and their hair.
okay.
So she has known her for a while. I don't know. So Gucci seems like if she stops talking about Selena, she might not have anything to give too much on this show. I don't get that her and JJ are in like the worst place. So I feel like sometimes keeping the baby mama drama going, she's doing it
Mm.
to stay relevant on the show because Selena greeted her. They was fine. They was chatting. Like, if y'all got this horrible, horrible animosity, like even when you're cordial, it shouldn't be so comfortable. So it just gave me for TV. So Gucci needs to get away from some of these women because
Rubbing off on her, yeah.
yeah, they're rubbing off on her in a way that's negative and is taking away her authenticity. Because she's not, I don't dislike her, just she's tripping on shit she don't need to trip
Um,
about.
depending on which way, depending on how far she falls into Marie's web, I might dislike her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I might dislike
that's
her.
what I'm saying. She's likable, but if she's doing all of this with these people, we're gonna like her less. So
Because
hopefully,
I don't really particular. Because I'm gonna tell you now. I told you from the beginning. I don't like Marie. I don't like Tambra. I don't. I don't even really like Latrice. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm okay with her because I feel like she doesn't do anything. I don't like and Letitia. I'm okay with Letitia. I don't like. There's nobody here that's likable. The only likable one that I liked, she left the show. So there's no point in even mincing words here. I feel like yeah, it's if so Gucci falls to the wraps of Marie's web, then I'm not gonna like So Gucci because Marie gives me bitter you know, lost in life, all she has is her success, but she's empty personally. That's what she gives me. And I just feel like women like that need to go to therapy and get some extensive help. And I feel like to me, they're about to be one and the same.
mm,
So, other than that, the last part of this episode, we saw Latrice and Soguchi walk outside because Latrice said, I have a bone to pick with you. So let's go outside. And then the episode kind of goes off. They're leaving us on another cliffhanger, which, Carlos, we need you to stop doing this.
his edits, I'm sorry, bro. I
Yes.
want to support it, but like, let's not do this Tyler Perry bullshit. Like,
No, it's not even as Tyler Perry.
edit.
It gives me that they didn't have much going on at this part. So if they didn't have much going on at this part, then you should have saved it until they did have something going on and then show us that versus putting us here where you're leaving us on cliffhangers and we don't know which way the show is stepping because I can't even give you a general direction.
Yeah.
All we know is Maria's
Each
over
episode, this episode and last week's episode could have been edited into one.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly. All this is giving one. Maria's working overtime to make sure the girls all fall out with Latrice and it's not working. This is giving Tambra looks like she's bored. This is giving so Gucci really is more insecure than I thought she was. This is giving who else is on the show? Aikisha. There's something deeper going on with her. That's why she's not filming. Um, and I need some of these issues to be addressed. Why is Marie going around making rounds to make sure everyone's on the I hate Latrice bandwagon that she pushing?
She's honestly, no disrespect, that girl is a bully, in my opinion. Bullying isn't always hitting people and just calling them names. And I'm surprised that Carlos and Owen is allowing her to be on TV. They need to like talk to her, give her a write up. I don't know what they do, but they need to do something. She just, when people get to acting a fool and attacking a person in every way that they can just for camera time, that's dangerous. So they need to like do something about it. I'm good. Maybe somebody will start a petition to get rid of Latrice like they did Lisa Rinna on Beverly Hills Housewives, but she needs to
Latrice or Marie?
not Latrice, Marie. I get them mixed up because that's all Marie talk about is Latrice.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, no, I don't mind Latrice being here.
Not Latrice, the
Yeah,
short haired,
I want
half
Carlos to
ass
bring
finger
Carlos.
wave having.
Pay Dr. Antoinette whatever she's asking for and bring her back, please.
I think honestly, Dr. Antoinette, she's a doctor. I think it's similar to like you see people on shows like Married to Medicine when things get too hot with the drama, they get gone. Like
Who?
Mariah, she dipped.
Mariah? That
Freaking,
wasn't her choice to leave.
it wasn't her choice, but when things get hot, I mean, she's a
She
producer
was
on
in
the
a
show.
whole fight the first season. It came back season. No, they voted her out. That did, Mariah
They
does not
voted
count.
her out, but she keeps coming back, and then she leaves. And then there's been heck of people on that show done left, and I feel like part of the reason is because as doctors, you really can't behave a certain way or be
I don't
associated
know if that's true
with
anymore because
people.
Dr. Heavenly be keeping us in
She's
stitches
a
over there.
dentist. I'm not trying to be like Stu from The Hangover. She's a doctor, yes, but Dr. Heavenly is a dentist in Atlanta. I just feel like Dr. Antoinette may. I just don't feel like being a doctor and how these women act on this show and how they come after each other and careers and all these different things. If
Oh,
I
I see what you're saying.
actually had
Yeah,
something to lose, like,
I see
no,
what you're
you
saying.
can
Yeah,
be a real
that's a
estate
valid point.
agent.
When you're talking about Marie, yeah, that's a valid point. That's a
Yeah,
valid point.
like she's dangerous. The way she comes at people trying to attack their businesses just for the making the correct type of business moves, she's dangerous. People like that, no, someone who actually has something to lose, not some bullshit mental health center, is going to, and I call it bullshit because there's no way. And this is why I say the way that you conduct yourself is so important, especially as a Black person, because there's no way you're out here advocating for mental health while bullying and trying to take down people for $1. There's no way that you should think that any person would say, I'm feeling sad. I feel depressed. I wonder if this is anxiety. I can't deal with this in my life. Marie, she's got a center and that's going to fix it for me. Hell no, ain't nobody in they. You got to be out your rabbit ass mind if you're going to go to her for help. So maybe Dr. Antoinette don't want people saying that about her dental practice.
That could be. That's a valid point. So you heard it here, folks. So that's pretty much it. That's all that's happened. That's all we're gonna talk about because we've been here way too longer than I thought we were going to be on here. So we'll be back. We coming back for Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're going to go ahead and finish that off in about, we'll be here in about 15 more minutes. And then later on, make sure you go to Mrs. Best's channel for our recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. We are extremely excited to review that episode, especially I am, because I saw some
We
things
are.
that we are, yes. She knows she's excited because she know I'm gonna run my mouth because I have some opinions about some of these people that I might have to go back and if y'all have watched, I said some things that now I feel differently about.
Oh, okay. Well, it could be interesting.
It will be
All
interesting.
right.
All right. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to both of our channels. She has her channel in the link there. I have it in my description box. We do this every Tuesday, potentially Wednesday and Thursday, y'all. So we are here. Make sure you subscribe. Don't be stalking us and not subscribe. If you don't like what you see, unsubscribe or just keep us subscribed and just don't click on the video.
Right.
We're just trying to build up our road to 1,000, y'all. But we'll be back. I'll see you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.